So, Mike, let's talk a little bit more about this reaction from Beijing. A lot of people out there may not be so surprised, and we're saying they expected something like this to happen.
Yeah, especially the strong language coming from the foreign ministry spokesperson, Lois. And of course, they're also saying not only is there no scientific basis to this, according to the Chinese government, but they're saying that there are political reasons behind it as well. So what we do know is that on New Year's Eve, Canada said that it will follow a number of other countries, including the United Kingdom, the United States, India, Australia, in requiring this test. So no later than 2 days before your expected departure from China, you're expected to take a molecular test for COVID-19, and you have to present a negative test to come into Canada. You'll also be exempt from this test if in 10 days previous to your scheduled flight that you've had COVID-19 and within a window dating back to 90 days before you are expected to depart. Now, part of the reason behind this, Canada saying, is out of abundance of caution because of that surge that you had spoken about in COVID-19 cases in China. And they were talking about the lack of genomic sequencing, limited epidemiologic and viral genomic sequence data coming out of China. So there is concern that they want to make sure that they're trying to track, making sure that there are no new variants that are coming out of China and could infect people here in Canada. But already there is quite a bit of criticism coming within Canada about this. But at the same time, it is going to start, as you said, Lois, January 5th. It'll last, this temporary measure will, for 30 days. And it's unclear if at the end of those 30 days, Canada will renew that call for that requirement for testing.
So, Mike, what exactly are we hearing from the government, the Canadian government, on this then, in terms of the reasons why it has made this decision, given that we have heard from members of the medical community, infectious disease experts, who have said that they're not sure this is actually going to make much of a difference, that variants have a way of getting around?
Yeah, let's first address those concerns by infectious disease experts. I mean, we've heard from a number of them already on social media, such as Dr. Isaac Bogosh, who've called these measures performative, essentially, basically just following a number of other countries, and there's really no reason to do this. And that if you really wanted to test and to figure out where the variants are coming from, that you have to test the wastewater. There is already a pilot project that is expected to start with Vancouver International Airport, testing the wastewater from planes coming over in a number of different countries. This is something that already happens at Pearson International Airport. That type of testing is what infectious disease experts are saying would be the best case scenario and would be one of the better things to do. I mean, the government, it sounds like, Lois, is just trying to be as cautious as possible. They say that they follow science and that they'll follow scientific experts in their recommendations. But what we're hearing now is that there are a number of scientists out there that are saying that any kind of COVID-19 testing prior to departure really isn't the best measure to be taking. We remember that this happened last year when there were a number of different countries that there were variants of concern, and the Canadian government was trying to do testing and saying that you couldn't come into Canada. This has happened during the pandemic. But again, the science continues to evolve, and it sounds like scientists now are saying this really won't do much, but clearly the government is going in this direction right now.
All right, senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Couteur, joining us on this from Ottawa. Thanks so much.